Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another Heroes Path video. I'm going to do a tier list today. So I've still been enjoying the game. I spent some time making a tier list yesterday with some help of some moderators in Discord. Some of the players have been playing a couple of weeks. The game's only 2 weeks old, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. It's going to evolve over time. I have it on my spreadsheet. I will develop a spreadsheet for this game as I have for all the other games. So the graphics are very similar to Awakened Chaos Era. The game is very similar to Eternal Evolution. So if you've played either of those two, you'll have a pretty good idea of what's happening. It is an AFK game, so there is AFK rewards. You can see right there. I'm a big fan of the AFK games now. I didn't used to be, but now, since I don't have as much time daily, I am enjoying these a little bit more just because they're a little bit easier to get your dailies done a little bit quicker and all of that good stuff. So, okay, without further ado, I will show the tier list. I don't have a link or anything to download the game yet. I think I'll have one once we get closer to global, but the game's still in beta right now. I'll put some links below where to download it. If you can find it in the App Store in your country, then it's fully open in your country. If not, you can use an APK and put it into, you know, an emulator or something like that. Okay. So, all right, let me pull up the spreadsheet and let's go through it. All right. So very first thing is, if you don't know the names of the heroes, I put a code down here, you know, a key, so you can see who's what. Obviously, I don't have all the heroes yet, and this is not of my own creation. I started with a tier list, and then I put it in Discord, and we went back and forth, and this is what the moderators who has been playing a while, some of the players who have been playing a couple weeks and have max level characters, this is kind of what they told me what's going on here. So the ones that I have grayed out, I do not even have yet. The ones that are not grayed out, clearly I have them. You can see what level they are and what evolution level, all that good stuff. So I have some stuff in here if you want to see, like, you know, how many copies of heroes you need to max them out. I don't quite know yet because I don't have Immortal on here. There should be Immortal next. And I'm thinking you're gonna need, like, I don't know, whatever, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 copies if I had to guess. You can see kind of the amount of stats you get every time. I'm almost to Immortal on this hero, so we'll be getting there soon. But anyways, okay, let's go through the tier list now. I kind of just split them in the groupings that they have in game. So in game, they have tanks, they have warriors, they have rogues, they have mages, and they have supports. Okay, those are the 5 groups. So that's why I split them out that way. Obviously, some of these guys have different use cases. For example, Link right here, and this guy, Edward. Sorry, I'm going to be scrolling down a lot if I forget names. So Link and Edward. Link is AoE. Edward is single target. Mostly. I think he has some hits that maybe hit multiple characters. Again, I'm not super familiar with these, so I'm going to go through kind of quick and just talk about them and my experience with them so far. If I don't have any experience with them, I will tell you that, because again, this is my revision number 1. So I guess I should say revision 1 up here, right? Okay, so just note that the roles are a little bit different. For example, you got tanks up here. You know, you got warriors who kind of can be used as tanks. So I think ideally, eventually, I will merge these 2 categories. And maybe I'll split it out single target and AoE. But for now, this is how we're going to split it out because I don't know very much. Okay, let's start over here with tanks. Let's go left to right, top to bottom. Okay, we got this tank here, Antony. Antony is a triple. I'm gonna say triple S a lot. If I say triple S, that means SSR. I'm coming from Eternal Evolution where they're called triple S's, so I'm sure I'm gonna mess that up about 10 times during this video. You got an SSR here, tank. I know nothing about him. I originally just put all the SSRs in the top row because they get a lot better base stats. They get a lot better stats than the SRs. They're a lot harder to get. You use a totally different currency for them. You use limited tickets instead of regular summons. So that's important to note as well. So SSR, Antony up top. Yeah. Now, down in the bottom, we got Jam, we got Dan, and we got John, okay? Jam, Dan, John. It's kind of hard to say fast. Apparently, the one that I've been focusing on, Dan, is the worst out of the 3. Now, I have heard that tanks are not super useful in this game, kind of like Eternal Evolution. Tanks were not super useful for the beginning. Now they're more in EE, but in this game, not super useful. I think most of people are using warriors frontline. So the best warrior is this person right here, Benson. It looks like a female from the portrait, but it's actually a male. You got Benson, who's apparently really, really good. I think that's like the Bailey Hudson of this game if you're coming from Eternal Evolution. So I've heard this character is like one of the best in the entire game. That's why I have him all the way up here. You know, the amount of height in each row matters, all right? So if you see, like, I think Link is a little bit better than Edward, etc. So depending on how high they are, that matters, okay? We got Shuri and Natalie. These two are pretty solid. I've heard they are pretty much S tier. Some people have said they're high A tier. Some have said S. So I kind of put them in between. It sounds like you really are using tanks up front. I'm sorry, warriors instead of tanks up front. I have been using Natalie a lot, and she's quite good. She has like this death immunity thing. She does AoE damage. Shuri, I think, is single target damage, not AoE, and haven't used her much. I do have her obviously evolved a little bit, but that's that. This is kind of a weird character, Bobo. It says he's an SR, but he gets materials like an R, so I don't really know what's going on with this character, if it's an SR or not. B tier anyways. Okay, so in week 1, another thing that I don't quite know is I've been recording what banners I get what week. I don't know if they have set banners like they do in Eternal Evolution. I think they might. I think maybe everyone gets Link and Edward week 1, and I think everyone gets Wesker and Lynn week 2. I'm not quite sure. Maybe if you've started really recently, you can tell me if you get Link and Edward as your first banners. You know, comment below if that's what happens there. So I think these two are always the first banner. Link is a really good AoE rogue. He does a lot of damage. He's basically like a hunter, but they don't have hunters in this game. They have rogues. So does a lot of AoE damage. Pretty cool hero. This guy right here is like an assassin in Eternal Evolution. He teleports to the back row and does a decent amount of damage. Again, SSRs do a lot of damage compared to the SR counterparts. They have just a lot better base stats. This guy right here, what the hell is his name? Hortus. I've heard Hortus is quite good. I have not used him very much, so I put him right in between S and A because I just have a feeling that SRs usually aren't better than SSRs, so that's why I have him ranked a little bit low, but I've heard he is quite strong as well. What are these two guys? Scad and Icy. Scad and Icy. These two, a little bit worse. I've heard people say that Scott is decent and Icy is kind of B tier, so he's down here. Okay, I don't have anyone C tier. I guess I should just probably delete the C tier for now, but I guess over time maybe we'll end up going down that far. Okay, so I actually just got a copy of her. She's a single target damage dealer. Now we're in the mage category. So we have Wesker and Lynn. Lynn is single target. Wesker's AoE. So you know what I mean? It's kind of weird because I should probably group these two together because they're both single target or mostly single target, and these two together because they're most AoE, but I guess eventually maybe I'll do that. So they're both SSRs, so I'm assuming they're going to do a lot of damage. We got Quasimodo here, who apparently does pretty solid damage. And then we got this chick, Maya. Maya is in here, and I think she's pretty solid. I've been using her for a while. Quasimodo, these two are kind of close, but I've heard Quasimodo can carry pretty hard endgame compared to Maya. I don't know. Maybe these guys are closer, maybe not. So, okay, that's that. And then the bottom girl, Ali. This looks exactly like the girl from Infinite Magic Raid, the girl who also has, she like rides on the shoulders of her like little summon creature thingy. So yeah, that's that. Okay, that's all the mages. Now we'll go into supports. We have this SSR, Elia, and she's a healer. I heard she's a pretty good healer, and she's a SSR, so I put her up top. We got this clown dude over here. The only SR I don't have, his name's Jerry. He's got some CC, and he's a damage dealer. He's in the support section, I guess, because he has CC. And then we got the two healers, Mia and Thera. Mia and Thera, you can kind of see them behind me, right? Yeah, Mia and Thera. These two are healers. They're both healers. The left one is AoE healing. The right one is single target healing. I think she might be slightly higher. She has some buffs and stuff. This girl might do more healing, but this one might have more buffs, and she's a single target healer. So I don't know, maybe she needs to be a little bit higher. But that is my first shot. This is revision 1 of the tier list. So I will, let's go freeze the top 2 rows. Okay, so yeah, that's what we got going on so far. This is going to be my tier list for now. So you can at least kind of focus on, you know, these units, these top units, these half of the units here instead of these bottom half. Again, maybe don't focus on tanks right away. Try to focus on your warriors and your rogues. And I've found in the game that I tried originally having a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS. And it seems like for a lot of the stages, you're better off just going full out damage. I'll kind of show you what I mean. Oops, I didn't mean to click adventure. So in campaign, I tried a lot of times. Oh, we got a big boss. Anyways, I tried a lot of times just using a tank and a healer and 2 DPS, and I was getting stuck a lot. So then I just kind of went and was just using full on 4 DPS. So I have what the hell's her name, Melissa or something. Oh my god, brain fart. Anyways, the tank unit I was talking about before in the front, and then I have basically 3 damage dealers. I'm always using Link because he's my SSR who has been built up pretty good. Yeah, and then I've been using Maya and Quasimodo. These guys are all AoE, so they're not going to be amazing here. I need some single target damage dealers. So yeah, I need to start working on that. Another cool thing about this game is you can move people out of stuff. I didn't move fast enough, but you can move people out of attacks, which is kind of cool. This boss is like does a ridiculous amount of damage, so I'm struggling with this boss. Oh, I guess there's some AoE in this fight, but man, this guy just hits like a freaking freight train. I didn't even get him. I got him to like 75%, but okay. And yeah, so that's pretty much that with the tier list. You can see cleared teams and stuff like that. Let's see what other people are doing. Oops, I just punched the mic. Sorry about that. We got the healer. Wow, a lot of people are using her on this fight. Okay. A lot of people are using the single target healer. Okay. And someone is using this tank. Interesting. Okay, so people are using all sorts of different heroes, you can see. Oh, I think this is Immortal. Oh, Immortal's the last level. Oh, when you get Immortal, you can't get multiple. There's no little spots for diamonds in Immortal. Oh, so maybe it stops at Immortal. So maybe I was wrong about Immortal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that does not work that way. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment below if this was helpful and hit that subscribe and that like button if you want to see more content about this game. I'm going to try to make some content on this game. I'm going to try maybe some other games on this channel as well. See what, you know, my viewers like and see what I'm liking. I've been having fun with this game. I spent more money than I wanted to already so far, but it's been fun, and yeah, it's another game that doesn't take up too much time. So okay, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.